Alright, we're going to continue with Phantom Manor. So the story of Phantom Manor is a man named Henry Ravenswood finds gold in the Thunder Mountain, and he sets up a boom town there. And as it's a boom town, it does very, very well. But the mining angers the spirits in the mountain, and there's a massive earthquake, which kills a good chunk of the town, including Henry Ravenswood and his wife, his daughter, who is unofficially named Melanie. It's Fannin, so if you hear people talking about Melanie Ravenswood, they're only talking about her. And it's accepted by pretty much everyone, including the Phantom Manor employees. Anyway, so Melanie is there, now left all alone in the mansion in a destroyed town. She does end up falling in love, and on the day of her wedding, her groom disappears. Phantom Manor is done to be Haunted Mansion with a couple of twists. For starters, like I said, there's the story. But the other thing is that Haunted Mansion opens up with the hanging man, who's the ghost host, who heavily implies and all but outright says that he committed suicide. That doesn't happen in Phantom Manor. Instead, we, the guests, watch as the Phantom, Le Fantôme, physically murders and hangs a man. We don't know who it is, but it is implied to be Melanie's fiancé. We don't know, however, who Le Fantôme is. It could easily be her father come back from the grave to keep her from ever leaving. It could also be a jilted ex-boyfriend. It could just be a ghost haunting the town. We don't know who he is, and that's part of what makes him so terrifying. He was voiced by Vincent Price, so he's got a really amazing laugh. And the story of Phantom Manor involves us going through the mansion and seeing various aspects, some of which are the same, some of which are different. And towards the end, what happens is Melanie and Le Fantôme get into a massive fight for our souls. There is no attic sequence in Phantom Manor. Instead, we go through Melanie's boudoir as she's incredibly aged and she's sobbing into a broken mirror shaped like a skull. When we leave it, we find Le Fantôme laughing, a couple of hellhounds, and we literally fall backward into a grave. We go down into the underworld and we see what was the town in ghost form before it was destroyed by the earthquake. And so we see a couple of ghosts, we see a shootout, we see bank robberies, we see people playing poker. There was a really cool effect that had to get dropped because it wasn't working, involving the pharmacist taking a potion and his face changing. And then at the end of it, there is a tree. I think it has a noose, but I'm not sure. And Le Fantôme is standing there, and unlike his earlier appearances, like in the ballroom, where he's wearing a skull face and a very well put together cloak and hat and everything with a evil chuckle. He's now laughing maniacally with a decayed face, corpse eyes, decayed face, and the cape is absolutely torn to shreds, and he's standing above an open casket. We go off to the side, and Melanie points us towards the exit and protects us from Le Fantôme's one last attempt to get our souls. So yeah, he's absolutely terrifying and makes an incredibly strong villain. And having a boss fight against him would be really well done. And I mean, he's obscure because he's just from Euro Disney, but teaming up with Melanie to save a town from being internally captured by Le Fantôme would be amazing. And as a sub-boss, we can have Constance Hatchaway, who was a Black Widow bride who murders people in order to get their wealth and move up in society. Okay? They rock. They're evil and they rock. They could even throw in the Hatbox Ghost somewhere in there because it's the Hatbox Ghost, which is a whole nother issue. But yeah, the other important things is because it deals with ghosts. Shion, Ven, and Roxas, none of whom have their own body at the moment. Well, Ven does, but he doesn't actually have it with him. They could very easily show up and interact outside of Sora because that place is just all about the ghosts And they are sort of it. And it would be a good way for us to, Sora at least, to actually properly meet Xion and Ven. Because he's only met Ven more or less in passing, and Xion, he's never actually met. So if they show up, Sora could easily talk to them and interact with them. And there are a bunch of other ghosts Sora could interact too. We could solve the mystery house, we could help other ghosts, turn to side quests, could fight off ghosts. Sora could even turn into a ghost somehow. But the final thing is Madame Leota, because she is this mysterious ghost in a crystal ball who summons the ghost to come and interact with you in the Disney version, and in the Disneyland Parish Phantom Manor version, she's telling part of the story. I can't remember all the lyrics off the top of my head, but I guess the translations is her talking about a vanishing room, and it's in a mixture of French and English, and she can either tell Sora what has happened or what could happen, I guess. In regards to Master Xehanort, if Sora takes her off-world when the story is over, she could tell them ideas and hints about who could end up helping them or being guardians in the final battle. I really want Phantom Manor, especially because we know that there's going to be, some of the summons are going to be at the Disney rides. And of the couple of ones we've seen, those involve the actual, rides. And with Phantom Manor and Haunted Mansion being the people mover, they're not exactly threatening. So if they want to get these incredibly iconic rides in, keeping in mind Pirates of the Caribbean is already sort of in as Port Royal, having Haunted Mansion and Phantom Manor merge and become a world would be the best way to do it. So again, to recap, new worlds that have not shown up before but could. Arendelle, Shibuya, Corona, which is Tangled, Nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy, New Orleans, in this aspect being Princess and the Frog, Jungle Book, and Haunted Mansion Phantom Manor. See you next time.